I'm going to show you a way that you can possibly relieve sciatica using the foam roller. So foam roller Friday, here's my foam roller, and I have a ball as well. So if you have a foam roller, grab it and try this with me now, or give me a hashtag replay if you're watching the replay, and if you plan on trying this later. I'm going to show you a few exercises for the back, and then we're going to specifically locate the glute piriformis and work on what is potentially causing you sciatica, that pain down the leg. Now, welcome. Hey there. Hey, Stephen from Raleigh. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. So, guys, I'm over on HAPS, and I encourage you to download the HAPS app if you have not. It's awesome, and it is a multi-platform streaming app. So we're live on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and over on HAPS. And you can leave comments. You can leave comments now or later, and I will get back with you if you have questions. I wanted to do this. I want to start doing Foam Roll Friday because I need it, and I know other people need it, and I had some people asking me even in one of the last broadcasts, and so I want to start doing this. Now, I am a personal trainer, group trainer, virtual trainer. I am not a doctor, and I'm not a physical therapist, so these can help. I'm not saying that they will help your specific condition. And if you have a specific condition, you might be very careful before you try these exercises. Disclaimer, okay? But for most people, they can be safe. Seb, okay. Nice. Hey, thanks for the high award. Okay, Seb, great to see you here. I'm going to make sure we're connected. I know I'm still seeing you on Periscope. I'm not sure if you're new with coming over here. Can't keep up with everybody sometimes. So look, guys, let's start with the back, and then we'll go to a couple things that you can do. Let me know if anybody has pain in the hip and glute, or maybe even tightness, and you don't realize that it's also causing your back to become tight. So if you have your foam roller, it may not look like this. There's different foams. There's all kinds of different rollers now. When foam rollers first came out, there was the white basic, foam, but the density wasn't too hard. It breaks down pretty easy. So since then, there's been numerous types of rollers. This one has kind of the nodules on it. So whatever you have, so you're just going to place it behind your back. Now, we're not going to start on the low back. We're going to start kind of in the mid back. And you can keep the hands here for the extra support, and you can keep your hips on the floor. And then you can also, while keeping the chin tucked and the head upright, you don't want to be like this, okay? You want to keep the chin tucked. You could also lift up a little bit and cross the hands at your chest where you're actually rolling right and putting as much pressure as you can on the spine and the back, the muscles around the spine. We're not trying to get like on the spine, but don't be surprised if you hear a vertebra shift or something sound like it kind of pops. That can be normal. And if your neck does get tired, you can put your hands behind your back, your head. Sorry, behind your head. Okay, so let me sit up a second. I want to show this carefully. I'm going to move a little bit closer and give you a little bit different view. So the object is to do the self-myofascial release. Hey, from Lynchburg, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. And be careful. Don't ever lean back unsupported. Always put the hands on the floor first, because that'll put too much pressure on somebody's low back. And then gently, the idea is to do kind of a massage on yourself. Like, it's called a trigger point type massage using the foam roller. So if you can't make it out to your massage therapist, or you're trying to recover after a workout, this is good to do. Now I'm keeping the abs tight because I've got the hips up off the floor. And even if you have the hips on the floor, keep the abs engaged. And then you can even go from here, and then you can rock side to side. Let me scoot over a little bit because this is the short roller. This feels real good Rocking side to side. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to watch how far you rotate. I'm feeling really tight today, guys. And let me know if you are too, okay? Let me know. So I'm thinking that at some point my back is going to pop, which is going to be good. This will help. So now I'm going to inch up a little bit. I'm going to go a little bit higher. Now notice I'm not on the neck. You do not want to foam roll the cervical spine. So we're now more in the mid back, getting kind of between the shoulder blades. Breathe. And you can take it kind of an inch at a time. But the idea is to put as much of your body weight as you can stand on the roller to get that massage kind of deep tissue effect. Now I'm going to stop here and I'm going to do the same thing, rock side to side again. I'm actually going to move down a little bit more. If you have the long roller, you can put the roller parallel to the body and then kind of balance on your spine and kind of get a stretch that way. But I don't have the long roller. Okay, so this is the first one, just kind of this whole back area. Again, I'm not coming up past kind of the mid portion of the shoulder blade. You could come up to the top of the shoulder blade, but make sure you're holding the hips up and the abs tight, and don't go onto the neck. Okay, don't go onto the neck. All right, and then roll off. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Lady May, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in, guys. I appreciate you being here. I'm Beth, and I'm a fitness and wellness professional. We're doing the foam roller today. Foam roll Friday is what I hope to do every Friday, okay, because this gives us a chance to work on our body and do that recovery and make sure, you know, if your body is out of alignment and in pain, it's not always a good idea to exercise. It just depends. So you want to make sure that just to feel good all the time, that we're working on tight muscles, working on body alignment and posture as well. And this is part of it. Okay, this is part of it. So if you need some help with the foam rolling, let me know. So now what I'm doing is I'm still working on the back, even though I'm on my side. So I'm working on the latissimus dorsi that runs, you know, all the way around under here. All right. And so you really are probably going to feel this more than you expect. Okay. So I have people that focus on the back and they're just on their back. It's like, no, you want to get these muscles too. And then you can even rotate here and go onto your back a little bit more. But this is part of the back and the attachments. Okay, so and then again, you can take it kind of an inch at a time and roll back and forth. And notice I've got my head supported. You could have the arm out, or if that hurts your shoulder, you can bring the arm in like this so that you are not going into any kind of a hyperextension in the shoulder, so you can keep it down. You decide. And then sometimes moving the arm around in different directions, it kind of hits different areas. Now, I'm going to show you from a different angle. Let's keep working on this, kind of the side to side movement. So see how I'm still in that same position, lateral, and now I'm rocking side to side. Now, the reason I'm doing the back along with the glute is because they're really tied together. Sometimes we could be tight in parts of the back, and it's causing other pains in the hip and glute. So it's good to do both of those together. You can use the foam roller on the whole body and the ball, which I recommend, but for now, we're going to focus on these two. Now, under here is much easier to find those knots, or like those trigger points. When you're on your back, it's not as easy to find them, but most everywhere else in the body it's easier to find. So what you want to do when you find one of those knots where it feels really tender, try to hold on that and breathe for about 20 to 30 seconds. And just try to let the tension fall out and see if you can get the knot to slowly kind of dissolve. That's what we're trying to do, and get the muscle fibers all running back in the same direction and not kind of knotted up. So when it's knotted up, it's like a knot. The fascia that surrounds the muscle is twisted up in a knot, so to speak. And so we're trying to smooth it back out. Okay, so I could stay here longer, but I need to switch to the other side just for time purposes. But it does feel good. I mean, this is just one of those things that it's kind of tough to get discipline with, and make that time for, you know, flexibility. This is considered flexibility. So because we are working on increasing range of motion when the muscles are at their optimal length. Now, I'll tell you that this side feels a lot more tender than the other side. So I can already tell that I'm going to find more of those trigger points right here. So this is good. And then I can support my head. Let me know if you guys have tried foam rolling before, or if you do it some on a regular basis, or if you've thought about it. Now here's a trigger point. I'm going to go just kind of inch over it, and then I'm going to try to put as much of my body weight into it as I can take. Again, these aren't always going to feel great. Now here it is. I'm just going to stay right here and kind of sink into it. Okay. And now I'm going to rock side to side. So this isn't designed to like feel great, but it feels great after. So that's what you want to remember. That's what makes all the difference. And there is some relief in currently doing it right now, you know, too. But it's afterwards that you stand up and you're like, oh wow, I feel different. Okay. All right, so yeah, I could stay here for about 15 minutes. But even staying, you know, I've done a quick 10 minutes foam roll over like 8 sites on the body, and you notice a difference. So don't feel like you have to do this for 30 minutes to get an effect. You're definitely going to notice a benefit even in a handful of minutes. Okay, now let's go to thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. And we're live on Haps, and this is Foam Roll Friday. Instead of Fitness Friday, it's Foam Roll Friday. So who has a sciatica, hip pain, pain sometimes running down your leg, maybe feel tight through here a lot? We're going to work on that, and I'm going to show you what might work. Now, I'm not guaranteed, like I said. So what I'm doing now is I'm sitting with just my right glute on the roller, and I'm just rolling back and forth here. Okay, you can see that my feet are on the floor, and I'm to one side. This hip is not on the roller. So again, I'm going to turn around and show the different view, just because I know online, as I've been teaching classes, I'm learning, it helps to show different views. So you can see I'm clearly on just the right hip. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm just looking to see if I can find any tight spots. Now, if you want to open up and expose, I kind of showed this on another broadcast, but if you want to open up and expose those piriformis muscles where the sciatic nerve passes through, then you can cross the leg of the hip that you're sitting on, and then this might be enough, or pull a little bit on the knee with the opposite hand, grab and pull it in, and see if you can open up some in those tiny muscles. And then now I can feel I'm getting down in there a little more. I'm also going to show you how you can do this with the tennis ball next. Okay? And I know that might sound not as pleasant, but it could make a big difference in how you feel, because it can really get down in that area deeper and more isolated. Okay, so this is pretty good. I'm going to go to the opposite side. Golly, I feel that too. I'm even just sitting. Okay, so let's go to the other side. So down, sit. And again, you're trying to put as much of your body weight onto the roller as you can. That'll give you a better massage. And then since that's not, I don't feel that much, I'm going to go ahead and cross the same leg and then open up like this. And then you just kind of search around, you know, just kind of roll all around on the glute. There's really no wrong area, okay? And then just try to figure out, you know, you'll know. And if you feel it in a certain area, that means we want to try to stop on that. Take a deep breath. Hold. Breathe through the pain. Okay. And rest. Now, next, I'm going to use a lacrosse ball. It's a little harder than a tennis ball. But this is really a good size. And I don't have a tennis ball, and the last tennis balls that I had were like kind of flat. So you want to try to at least use a firm, fresh, unused if possible tennis ball. And you're going to, you're going to sit on the ball. So you're just going to lift up or roll over and put the ball right under the hip. So notice that, see, with the ball, I can roll around more and search for spots. And this feels pretty intense, I'll tell you. Okay, but that's okay. Once you do it a few times, you know how it's going to feel, and you're more likely to continue and breathe through it and get relief. And it just, I mean, it hurts, but it's not, you know what to expect. And you know the benefit is there. So I'm even kind of close. I'm in the SI joint now. So that's where the sacrum and iliac come together. Ooh. So a lot of people have SI joint issues. So if you have an SI joint issue, you know what I'm talking about. And then coming over here more, I could come to that piriformis again. So I can cross the leg. I can do the same thing. And then I can try to pull back. But now I'm trying to balance a lot. So you really don't need that. The crossing of the leg, and then, ooh, yeah, right there. And then I just try to sink into it. Breathe. Keep the abs taut. Try to pretend it feels good. And I'm going to roll around again. I'm going to go to also the hip joint while I'm here. So the third one in this position, so I showed you the piriformis. You slide over a little bit more towards the tailbone. You You might be able to find the SI joint right in there. Ooh. If you're not sure what it looks like, look it up so you can see kind of where you're going. And then if you want to get right in the hip joint, you roll all the way around and you just put the ball right in the hip socket area. And you can bend both knees and just kind of roll around on that. I mean, you can even come around to the front too, but I don't want to get into all that. So these areas will help the hip a lot, okay? Thanks for coming in. Hey, good to see you. All right, so let me get up. I'm going to show these on the opposite side using the ball. We already did the foam roller, but you can see, hey, loyal friendship, spinal stenosis. Can't get any, oh, wow, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you might work on the tissues around the back, but, you know, watch doing anything on the spine. Any kind of therapy? Are you doing any kind of therapy? And then, you know, but these kind of exercises that I'm showing you working around the hip and glute could always be beneficial to the lower back, but it's not going to take away the problem, but it could possibly help to give you some relief. So the tennis ball will work too. So this is in the piriformis, so we're going right to the glute, because when people are real tight in the hip and glute and all that, it kind of pulls in the back too. So you want to think about other ways that you might be able to get some relief doing some kind of massage therapy, or the self therapy like I'm showing you now will benefit. 3 times. Oh, you went to physical therapy 3 times? Is that what you're saying? You did physical therapy? You can continue to message me and let me know, because I really can't give you any advice. I'm not a qualified therapist, but I can give you some tips that might help. So see what I'm doing? I'm rolling on. And again, I forgot to show you, you could come down on your forearm and roll to get a little more support. Okay? This side feels more intense in the piriformis. Now I found a spot and I'm just sitting on it and trying to just relax. Wow. Yeah, this side is more intense. This side was more intense for the lat, and now this side, and that's kind of common to have that cross pattern. Maybe somebody has a shoulder problem on the left and a hip issue on the right. So that's kind of, and then now to go to the SI joint, you slide over a little bit more towards the sacrum. And if you don't know where that is, look it up. Just look up a picture. So there's this SI, sacroiliac joint there, and then the piriformis. So you might try, you know, just to do some foam roll technique, but be very careful on. I wouldn't do this one on your back. I would just do these. If you go back and watch the replay, and then also do this the hip and glute, just like the ones I'm showing, okay? Because that's what these are, demo. Yeah, but they make sure they're skilled in your condition. I would, if you're going to do massage therapy. So let's finish here, guys. This is the hip joint. So remember how I went from here. If you do go to massage therapy, I would ask them if they have worked with people with your condition, and search around, because there's a lot of different massage therapists, just like there's a lot of different fitness trainers and coaches and everything else. Like there's a lot of mechanics out there. There's a lot of doctors. There's a lot of plumbers. So you want to get somebody that knows how or has worked with your condition would be best. Now here I'm on that hip joint. Getting into the hip joint. So this when we loosen up all through the hips, that can help the back too. Again, it might give you some relief as far as tightness. So I'm going to get out of this in just a few seconds. But you guys got the idea. So you can see how the ball can really isolate those areas more effectively. Okay, so. All right, so good. I was thinking I might get a message and I didn't, and that's actually good for now since we're doing this. So I appreciate it. Yeah, you are welcome. And guys, please get connected. You can find me over on Instagram, Beth Hoover Fitness. We're on Haps, over on Twitter, Beth Hoover Fit, and Clubhouse, Beth Hoover Fit. The Instagram is good for messaging as well as Facebook page, Beth Hoover Fitness. So thanks so much, guys. I hope this was helpful. And if you know someone that could benefit, please feel free to share out. And this can help somebody relieve their back. I'm going to stand up real quick while we finish and just see that I do already feel better. Now, my muscles are still kind of cold. They're not really, really warm because I have it kind of cool in here because I'm doing fitness classes and training sessions. So I didn't want to have the heat up. But stretching, following, foam rolling, if you are warmed up, is a good thing. And so then it can help you get even more benefit. Okay. All right, guys. Have an awesome day. See you later.